The sun was sinking in a blaze of orange behind the old biker bar when everything changed. The rumble of engines, the rough laughter, the clinking of beer bottles, everything froze the moment the woman staggered into the dusty parking lot. Her steps were uneven, her breaths thin like cracked glass, and then, without warning, her knees buckled. The world seemed to hold its breath as she collapsed face first into the dirt right outside a place most people wouldn't dare to approach unless they belonged. The notorious Hell's Angels were used to chaos, used to trouble, used to being feared, but none of them expected what came next, or how one stranger's fall would test every hardened layer they'd built over years of violence, loyalty, and life on the road. If you believe in kindness, humanity, and second chances, make sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Your support helps us tell more powerful stories like this. As dust settled around her still form, the men inside paused. The one who noticed first was a tall, broad-shouldered biker with sun-bleached hair and a jacket patched with years of brotherhood. He had the sort of presence that made silence feel louder. Without hesitation, he stepped out of the bar, leaving behind the noise and stepping into a moment that didn't feel like it belonged in his world at all. The woman lay limp, her chest barely rising. She looked fragile, almost breakable, as if life had been squeezing her for far too long. He crouched, turning her gently, and saw the exhaustion etched into her skin, the fear behind her closed eyelids, and the bruises peeking out from under her clothes. She wasn't just tired, she was running from something, or someone, and whatever it was had drained her to the edge. He lifted her effortlessly, carrying her toward the bar as the rest of the bikers stood watching, confused yet drawn in by something none of them could explain. The Hell's Angels weren't known for playing heroes. They weren't the type of men people expected compassion from. But sometimes life has a strange way of revealing the truth behind reputations, peeling back the layers to show the humanity buried under scars and leather. Inside the bar, the lights flickered softly as she was placed carefully onto a couch in a corner booth. Nobody spoke at first. There was only the hum of bikers exchanging uncertain glances. Her breathing was weak, shallow, like she was fighting a battle inside her own body. The man who carried her, known among the club as the calmest storm, grabbed a bottle of water, a damp cloth, anything he could find. He wasn't gentle by nature, but something about her condition forced him into a tenderness he didn't know he still possessed. Slowly the woman regained consciousness, eyes fluttering open, revealing fear mixed with profound relief. She tried to sit up but winced, holding her side. She whispered something no one understood at first, until she repeated it, her voice trembling like autumn leaves. "Please, don't send me back." Her words felt like a cold wind that swept across the room. The bikers looked at one another, their expressions hardening, not in anger, but in a silent recognition. They'd seen that kind of fear before, many of them had lived it, and suddenly she wasn't a stranger anymore, she was someone who needed protection. She explained in broken fragments that she had escaped from a man who had kept her trapped, controlled, isolated, until she finally took the chance to run. She had been walking for hours with almost no strength left. She didn't even know where she was heading. She just wanted to be somewhere he wouldn't find her. As her story trembled out into the open air, every biker in the bar fell into an uncomfortable quiet. Tough men, the type feared on highways and remembered in police reports, found themselves unable to ignore the raw vulnerability leaking from her voice. The man who carried her stepped back outside. The sun had fully set now, leaving the sky washed in deep purples and blues. The air felt heavier, charged with unspoken decisions. He stared at the motorcycle parked beside the dusty road, its headlights still glowing like a silent witness. After a long moment, he returned inside and made a choice that would shape everything that happened next. He announced that she wouldn't be going anywhere until she was safe, strong, and ready. And if the man who hurt her came looking, he wouldn't be getting anywhere near her. Not while the Hell's Angels were breathing. There was no dramatic cheer, no fist-pounding, no declarations. Just a collective nod, as if every man in the room decided at the same time to stand between her and whatever darkness chased her. Days passed. They gave her food, clean clothes, a warm place to rest. Bit by bit, the color returned to her face, and the weight on her shoulders slowly lifted. She learned their names, their stories, their rules, and they learned hers. They weren't gentle men by nature, but with her, kindness came naturally. Some of them taught her how to maintain a bike engine. Others kept watch when she slept, just in case danger had followed her trail. In a strange twist of fate, the place she feared the most, the roughest biker bar in the area, became the only place she felt truly protected. But the past has a way of finding cracks to crawl through. One evening, just as the sky blazed orange again, a car pulled into the lot. The man who stepped out had anger etched in every line of his face. Broken trust and twisted obsession followed him like a shadow. He demanded she return with him. He shouted threats, promises, apologies, everything mixed into one storm. She froze, her heart pounding. The bikers didn't raise weapons or fists, they simply stood between him and her, a wall of leather and unspoken warning. The man tried to push his luck, but one look at the silent strength facing him broke whatever fight he had left. He left the way he came, swallowed by the dust and fading. Daylight. When the danger passed, she broke down, not in fear, but in relief. She realized she had found something she never thought she would: safety, belonging, and a strange kind of family she didn't know she was allowed to have. The bikers didn't celebrate or make anything dramatic out of it. They just existed beside her, quietly proud. By the end of the week, she was ready to start a new life. They offered her a place to stay, a job, and a chance to rebuild. And for the first time in years, she said yes, not out of desperation, but hope. If this story touched your heart, please like, comment, and share. Your support helps keep these emotional stories alive. Before you go, comment below, what would you have done if you saw her collapse outside that bar?